a New England town today with trees filled with the foliage of a later season. Lila, a high school student 17 on the eve of Thanksgiving, goes to the family's annual reunion with her parents at an old colonial mansion built, or so people said, by pilgrims. Altogether dark, impervious, and cellar-like, the old-fashioned appearance of the mansion is rejected. A mysterious letter that seemed like an invitation came in 1 month ago, signed by one of the relatives no one ever recognized. When Lila is introduced to the mansion, she immediately sees enigmatic carvings of the roof beams. Depicted are pre-Columbian motifs combined with the scenes and motifs of the first Thanksgiving dinner. Inside, it's seen that the extended family is already seated at a huge dining table, accompanied with a wide range of food. Seated at the table, and opposite the viewers, is the host, a man of unusually pale complexion. The name over his chest reads Elias Greylock. Elias insists on a peculiar tradition, the genuine prayers the pilgrims traditionally said and that are passed down in their lineage, according to Awakens. As the prayer starts, the wind blows hard and the windows shudder. The chandelier starts blinking. Lila hears her grandmother murmur that the Greylocks were supposed to be purest of Puritans who, to achieve their original goal of staying alive, became suspected of witchcraft. The study in the mansion in the woods at night. Lila sleeps restlessly and walking around, she finds the key in the study and a locked chest back in the room. As found within is the lifetime diaries of her family progenitor, Absalom Greylock. The entries reveal a chilling truth. In the first winter, the settlers engaged in prohibited practices related to sacrifice, not for the purpose of hunger in the sense that everybody eats, but again the practice is for prosperity. The ritual was a summoning of an entity they named the Harvest Watcher, whom was bound to the Greylock bloodline, in exchange for the Watcher's entrapment. Upset, Lila attempts to explain it to her parents, but they think that it's her creation of the entire things. At night, she is able to hear whispers emerging from the woods. Eventually, she hears something and finds the stone altar in the center of fading symbols sign the place of the first ritual. As she retreats, there are dark silhouettes lurking between trees and staring at her. Returning to the mansion, she meets Elias. He coldly confesses that tonight the ritual must be renewed, from which he discloses that the feast is not solely revelry, but a sacrifice. In return for not destroying the family's lineage, the Harvest Watcher demands a sacrifice. Except that now the candles have been lit, illuminating the dining room with long shadows dancing on the walls. During the remainder of the scenes of the Thanksgiving dinner, the tension rises. Suddenly, people begin to behave oddly. They shake unevenly and stare blankly. Lila spots papers and bones of the turkey taken in strange shapes on the plates that she recognizes. Symbols are from the journals. Compliments of a chant in an unknown tongue, and the temperature of the room drops to Arctic levels. A chandelier bursts and windows have become frosted. The Harvest Watcher appears from behind the curtain of the dining room, the terrible creature with empty eye sockets, and instead of a body, a mesh of roots and bones. Its deep, growling voice echoes, "The ones who live off our blood will be the ones to clear the debt." Lila witnesses what everyone and everything else was created for, herself to become a sacrificial lamb. The Greylocks are getting poor, and Elias thinks that if he gives her to him, their strength will return. As her relative moves closer to her, their faces distorted by the Watcher's presence, Lila thinks smart. Stealing shifts to Watcher. She remembers writing in her journal about binding him back to the earth using fire. Picking a candle, she lights the symbols on the turkey bones and disrupting a spell. This Watcher screams in anger and disintegrates into ashes soon after. The family disintegrates as a system and liberates itself from that constraining mechanism. The historical and contemporary decaying facade and grounds of the mansion, as well as the forest at dawn. At the break of dawn, Lila and few other relatives take her parents out of the henceforth dilapidated beauty of the house. Those menacing trees seem to have lost their threat. The oppressive climate changing. This convinces Lila to burn the journals that no one else can try performing the ritual once more. But Elias, as usual, is not seen anywhere around. A single whisper lingers in the air as they leave. The Harvest Watcher waits.